Welcome to an exceptional event. It is one of the first of our convention, and we would like to thank all the presenters and also all the clubs who have entered their projects. It were more than 100, and in these 3 hours we have this morning, you will see a selection of all the great projects coming from every corner of the Zonta world.
Yes, this Share Your Story Festival should be a platform to share your various visions and ideas about best practice for advocacy, service, fundraising, and sustainable membership. And now, the stage is to you. Let us enjoy and celebrate our success. Thank you.
Konnichiwa. Thank you. I'm Teresa, this is Irene, and our friends from District 2 are going to share an idea with you today for membership building.
Here's a fun and informative membership event.
Bingo! Now, it's early. Maybe you had coffee, maybe you didn't, but all the information will be given to you in
and place.
Not too early, not too late, and not too long.
About a week or two before your next club meeting.
Each member is encouraged,
Strongly encouraged,
to invite VIPs. Who are VIPs? Vaguely interested persons. Basically, people who are living and breathing, but who have a heart for women's issues.
They keep inviting until they have 5 yes responses.
give me 5.
Gather your supplies and 9 prizes. 8 small prizes and 1 big one.
Really big.
Keep the refreshments simple, like cookies and lemonade.
Something wet and something dry.
As the guests come in, meet and greet them.
Check them out.
You want to figure out who would be a good Zonta member.
The rules. 1, play straight bingo, 5 in a row.
Keep it simple.
2, a commercial after every 3 games.
Commercial about Zonta.
I bet you didn't guess it would be about Zonta. Commercial number 1 answers the question, what is Zonta?
Show them.
You can do it with visual aids. On our YouTube channel, you will see a complete demonstration of how to pull things out of the bag as you tell them. For example, for Zonta, you need a little treasure, a little time. We have some time, full time. We just don't have no time. And I also have birthday candles because we're having a 100th birthday soon. So show them, don't tell them.
Great idea, Teresa. Okay, commercial number 2, what does Zonta mean to me? Testimonies from the heart.
Storytelling.
3 different stories. An optional but a sweet idea, you can hand them things like M&M's, Members Matter, or some candy, some sweet candy. We have these also on the back of the video. It's a little candy. There's lots of pictures after this.
Everybody in the room wants to win the big prize. So we give them an opportunity to get an extra bingo card just before the 3rd game. So you're going to do commercial number 1. You're going to play 3 games of bingo, do commercial number 1. 3 more games of bingo, commercial number 2.
Then we have commercial number 3.
But on the commercial number 3, you'll play 2 games of bingo and put the commercial in before the third one. Number one, you don't want them to run out the door. Number two, you want to give them the extra bag. So we'll demonstrate now what it looks like. Okay, ladies, take a step. These are our bingo players. And I would say something like this. Bingo players, who here would like to hear more about Zonta? Oh, take a step forward if you would. Terrific. And here is your extra bingo card. Now, you've heard a lot about Zonta already, haven't you? You've heard testimonies from the heart. These are our future Zonta members. Give them applause.
Thank you for your attention.
Okay, we need the last screen. Take a snap of that, and you'll have all the details that you need. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. I'm greatly honored to be here. My name is Sirkka-Liisa Rautiaho. I come from Zonta Club Vantaa 2, District 20, and the country is Finland. UN just recently published a report called World Happiness Report, and Finland is number 1 on that report. So we are supposed to be the happiest people in the world. And the country is very safe as well. But apparently there are homes in Finland that aren't as happy and as safe as the country in general for ladies, because 25% of Finnish ladies are reported to have had experiences on domestic violence. And that's the subject we wanted to work with. We put up an exhibition on a commuter railway station on a Saturday, and we had prepared dummies, female figurines. We put garments on them and filled them up a little. And we pinned a sheet of information paper on their clothes, telling their story. They were true stories that we'd got from a female helpline. And our aims were to increase awareness, because if it's not happening in your home, you are hardly aware of the problem. It's a hushed-up subject. The ladies are ashamed of it. Another aim was to change attitudes. Yet another one was to increase, to give advice to those ladies in need by handing out brochures on shelter homes and on counseling. And the encounters we had were very interesting, they were poignant, they were fruitful. So that, for example, there was an elderly lady. She was very softly spoken. She was telling of her story 20 years ago. She was still having nightmares 20 years after. And there was a group of young ladies off to a party on a Saturday evening. They were in a very happy mood. And they stopped to talk to us, and they got into thinking. They were trying to figure out which of them would be the every fourth to experience domestic violence, because our sample cases were of their age. Many of them were of their age. They were in their 20s and 30s. Can I have the next slide, please? And there was a rowdy group of youngsters, young guys. They were very obnoxious at the beginning, and after some friendly talking, they change their attitude. And in the end, they gave us thumbs up. While working on this project, we met friendly social workers, very helpful police officers, and they all made us feel that it's a very important field, an issue we are working with, so that while empowering others, we got empowered ourselves. And we are sure to go on with this kind of work to make the homes of Finland as safe and as happy as the country altogether. Thank you. Oh, I think I still have a few seconds. I was going to introduce our highly motivated and eager crew in the picture, part of the crew, but you saw it.
Good morning, Christiane Walter from the Zonta Club Bad Kissingen-Schweinfurt in Germany. And it's our fundraising project about Advent calendar. The first slide, please. The Advent calendar looks like this on the front side. It has two goals, fundraising and increasing the visibility. You see a picture of a painting of a local artist, handicapped artist, and you see on the front side there are small numbers, white-colored numbers, and these are an Advent calendar was invented 150 years ago to count down the days in December from the 1st of December to the 24th. Therefore, the calendar has 24 paper doors with the numbers of the days in December. And they can be opened, and behind the doors there you find a little secret. Our calendar is also a lottery, so therefore it has an individual number on the back side. The treats in the doors are little gift certificates sponsored by local merchants and firms of Schweinfurt. And these treats have a value of between 10 euro and 700 euros. And a list of the sponsors you can find on the back side. And also you can find where the money will be used for our projects in Schweinfurt and the international project Let's Learn in Madagascar. Next slide, please. So this is these treats are to make the calendar attractive to buy it, and they are sold for 5 euros. And once you open the paper door, let's say on the 10th of December, you will see the sponsors inside and the treat and the gift certificates they are sponsoring. And the numbers are published. The winning numbers are published every day in the local newspaper. This helps us to be visible in Schweinfurt. The numbers are also published on our homepage, and you see an image. On the right-hand side, you see the image of the calendar, and you move with your cursor to the 10, and then the next slide will be opened, and you can see those 8 numbers that have won on this particular day. In the last year, we sold 1,100 calendars, which gave us a benefit of about 4,000 euros. And I brought some of those calendars with me, so if you like to have a closer look on them, you can join me afterwards. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Hi. 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 Okay, I'm Dr. Una Ho from District 32 in Area 1 and Club number 3. I've been serving as a District 32 Area 1 Director and also the Chairman of the Z Club Committee. So I would like to talk with you, share our experience of our Z Club activities, young girls. And our Z Club is composed of 27 students from 3 high schools. The next slide, please. Okay, here, okay, on your left, you can see these, our Z Club members decide to do the campaign, Stop the Sexual Violence Against young girls. And so they prepared a performance with flash dance and music. Would you please start this video? Thank you. You can see in the video, they chose very popular Korean pop song and changed all the words into delivering this message of stop sexual violence against girls. And you can see, I cannot really show it, use this pointer. There is a lady, and she is our Congresswoman, Yoo Seung-hee. She is the chairman of the Women's Rights Committee at the Korean National Assembly and good friend of mine. She has been a good supporter for our Zonta Club activities. And you can see, I cannot really show you, you can see there are some pedestrians actually join the dancing. So actually they prepared for a long time. And then you can see in the back, there is a message. And then they made a lot of pamphlets. And then also they make 1,000 fans with all those messages and distribute to the pedestrians. So it was very successful. It was done right in front of the National Art Center, and right in the middle of the Seoul, which is the capital city of Korea. Against sexual abuse. So they discussed the need for the amendment for this one, and then what they really decided is they come back and decide to write a petition. So each and every girl, every member of our Z Club students write a petition to the Minister of Law so that to support to amend that law. It is still in the National Assembly, but I think it will pass with all our children's support. Next, please. Okay, that's domestic advocacy activities. Now I would like to talk about international service activities. Our Zonta Club Z Club decided to support 7 women activities in Nepal. And there is a lady called Amanda Kaur. She's so wonderful, and she's trying to really support very, very poor Nepalian ladies and children. And we got to know her through one of our teachers. So what we did first, our kids, and Amanda sent us a documentary video called Bringing the Light. And this is a story of a very strong, brave, resilient 7 women in Nepal, especially focusing on education. So I show this translated Korean version of the Bringing the Light to Korean junctions. And as a result, they decide to support the scholarship for 30 students. You see all these pictures of the students and their backgrounds, what grades they are, what kind of parents they have. And then our Z Club at Charity International decided to support further to the school. So you see on your right, all those children are studying on the floor, dirt, actually. So we asked the school, what is the things that you need the most? And they said, they need desks, they need benches. So we raised the fund to support this year 100 bench sets and 300 bags. So altogether, we raised a little over 10,000 US dollars to support Nepal girls and Nepal ladies. Thank you very much. We will continue to support these Nepal girls so that to expand their educational opportunity and so that they would never become a victim of any type of human trafficking or sexual abuse. Thank you for listening to our stories. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Onayo gozaimasu. Good morning, ladies. I'm Ille Prockel-Pfeiffer from Zonta E-Club of Bavaria. What does a tablet and a wine bottle and Zonta have in common? And what does an E-Club has to do with this? Before I answer those questions, could I please ask everyone who has heard about or knows about in Zonta E-Club? Please raise up. Okay, thanks. An E-Club is a wonderful, refreshing club for young women and very busy Zontians or Zontians in difficult life situation. And we founded the first one in Germany years ago. Next slide, please. Within an E-Club, we connect across long distances and communicate through social media and internet. You think that works? Here in Yokohama, you have the chance to find out more about E-Clubs. And come and talk to me after the session. Ask me all you want and find out more about E-Clubs and explore this new world for Zonta. We do not only have a club life in the virtual world, but also try to do fundraising projects in the net. But how we do this? Our newest project in the future, in autumn, a virtual wine tasting with a female winemaker from the Rhine. Ich weiß nicht, was soll es bedeuten. I don't know what that meant. This was an old German song from the Rhine. For me, it meant a very good wine. Next slide, please. A very good wine, like Doorn to be wild, a Dornfelder. So how does it work? At tasting, we will inform you about this wine tasting and about the wines. And then you can register and have a tasting parcel will sent to you with plus a contribution for our fundraising project. That is Let Us Learn from Madagascar. A date is set. You can invite your Zontians, your friends, your family, whatever you want, and prepare a little bread and cheese for tasting. On the date, we will connect you and your friends on Skype or Facebook. That could be one or the other. And we connect you via Skype and our winemaker, Dr. Eva Sommer. She will explain the wines you tasted at home or in a place you want to. So you taste and you can ask questions. It's so easy. So everyone who would like to taste and would like to try a virtual wine tasting, please raise your... Okay, that would be a very good fundraising project, I can imagine. A tablet and a wine bottle. So enough to come together, have a good time, do some fundraising for Zonta and for other women. And yeah, perhaps Prost, we did in Germany, cheers, Kampai, and have a good time, goodbye, arigato, thanks.
Good morning. My name is Monica de la Cerda, and I come from Houston, Texas, the Zonta Club of Houston, District 10. And I'm going to tell you a story about catastrophe to generosity. On August 25th, 2017, with winds topping 134 miles per hour, Hurricane Harvey landed on the Texas seashores, affecting a great area, including the Houston metropolitan area. There were more than 50 inches of rain, causing widespread flooding and what they considered to be a 1,000-year storm. Many people in the city and the area had very real damage. Fortunately, none of the members of the Zonta Club of Houston lost their homes or their lives. Some of them did lose their vehicles, and from there, we started to learn that Zontians started reaching out to our members from all over the world, sending us well wishes, checking on us, asking to see what they could do to help. Specifically, next slide, please. The Zonta Club of Defiance, the Zonta Club of Belvedere, the Zonta Club of Cortland, the Zonta Club of Santa Clarita Valley, and the Zonta Club of Greater East Texas sent us money, help, and asked to see what they could do. We decided to use those funds to go towards the Women's Home, United Against Human Trafficking, and Bay Area Turning Point, groups that we supported locally and did have real victims among their clients. Later, we learned, next slide please, that Hurricane Maria and Hurricane Irma struck the Caribbean and some of the Zonta clubs that we have in Zonta Club of Key West, Zonta Club of Marathon, Zonta Club of Tortola, Zonta Club of Caguas, Zonta Club of Ponce, and Zonta Club of San Juan. They actually had very real damage as well. We decided from the Zonta Club of Houston to pay it forward and send them money in their need of help. Pictured here, we see Therese Hartwell distributing hygiene kits to some of our service groups and some of the other items that were donated from many clubs. We thank Zonta for their generosity, for their trustworthiness, and for their concern for us at the time of need. Thank you very much.
Good morning. I am Laura Sant'Agata, Zonta Club of Bologna, Italy. At the beginning of the biennium 1618, the Area 03, District 28, proposed to carry out a service of women in the areas affected by the earthquake. After the earthquake, a group of women founded an association, House of Women of Amatrice and neighboring, with the aim to creating artisanal workshops, including the felt laboratory, in which women can create various artifacts and give a new sense of community to a place so wonderful to the earthquake. The clubs that participate in the series are the Club Bari, Zonta Club Barletta, Zonta Club Bologna, Zonta Club Cosenza, Zonta Club Cremona, Zonta Club Martina Franca, Zonta Club Milano Sant'Ambrogio, Zonta Club Napoli, Zonta Club Roma 1, Zonta Club Roma Capitolium, Zonta Club Roma Parioli 3, Zonta Club Palermo Ziz, Zonta Club Taranto, Zonta Club Venezia. Also, District 28 donate a consistent amount of this service. The fundraising amount of 7,000 euros was donated to the House of the Woman of Amatrice. And on April 28, 18, Area Director and Zontians of the Zonta Club Roma Capitolium and Roma Parioli 3 went to Amatrice to visit the place of the earthquake and the area when the House of Women will be built. The President and member of the Women's House of Amatrice and neighbor donate a plaque to Area 03 and District 28 as recognized for the contribution offered of the construction of the House of the Amatrice, of the women. Thank you for that.
Good morning. My name is Fernanda Gallofreschi, Zonta Club of Milano Sant'Ambrogio, District 28. And before starting, I would like to recognize our incoming area director, Laura Sant'Agata, who just spoke about this very important area service, and she was not accompanied by her beautiful slides. Thank you, Laura, anyway. So, yes, this is my title. When I wrote this story, I was uncertain whether I should submit it under membership or under e-clubs like ILE. Then I decided that talking to you, sharing with you the process that led the different resources in human and economic resources of our three areas to recruit young members was more important than talking about its result. So what is our project? It's not rocket science, it's very simple. We hold a database of all our alumni of our district awards. We organize events for them, and we follow up in order to fidelize them to Zonta and probably soon acquire them as nice. And please, can I have the second slide? Thanks you very much. Are interesting both for Zontians and alumni, so they are both invited together. In this way, we get a higher attendance and a more opportunity to network with these young women. Here you see it's generally a 2-day event. The first one is more free. It's a get-together, network, freely learn about each other and so on. The second day is a workshop, the real workshop. We have experts, debate, and interacting activities. And what you see here are slides taken from both the last two events that we held in Frankfurt. I would like to wave to Area 02, District 28. Where are you, ladies? Thank you very much, because this was initiated and funded by our German area. They hold the biggest amount of alumni, especially in young women in public affairs and in women in business. So it seemed to be initially just a German affair, but in order to be fair, give same opportunities to our Italian area, which indeed excels in Amelia Earhart fellowships. Some Amelia Earhart fellows were invited as well. And so what seemed to be a courtesy to Area 03 indeed became the engine that brought our first result, an e-club initiated by Amelia Earhart fellows. Can I have the next slide? To make a long story short, because my time is running out, we were able to charter our first e-club in September 2017. The president and other 4 Amelia Earhart fellows being the engine of it, and they immediately started to work by themselves and with us at the next workshop in Frankfurt and network with us. And I would like to leave you with a very short video that shows you how they were presenting at the Digital Week Fair, giving visibility to Zonta in this way.
My name is children and grandchildren to grow up in a safe country. An asylum accommodation and transportation was also very important. So we painted bikes yellow and named them Zonta 1 to 15 so they could go around. We really wanted to focus on the women, so we arranged for their husbands to go and play golf. And then all gates were open. We started knitting cafes, cooking, art, and sport classes. We were granted money from different sources, so Zonta's economy was not involved. The knitting cafes were very popular, and handicraft teacher Marianne is also here today. Hello. And the refugee women were very, very skilled. They made fantastic creations on freehand, and they enjoyed to meet Swedish women having the same interest. A Zontian in our club documented our first year with the refugees in this book. And then we started this new program, My Body, My Health, together with Båstad municipality. We aimed for increasing knowledge about health and body and rights and obligations in Sweden. We decided intentionally to focus on women because when a woman gets information, the whole family benefits. To finance this project, we were granted $18,000 from our regional government. And we hired a refugee, Dua Sadek, and she was doing the planning, and she invited 40 women, and she arranged for them to come, and when necessary, she simultaneously translated into Arabic. We suggested that the husbands should take care of the children during class hours. The women shook their head and said, "That's impossible." So we arranged for an open kindergarten the first time, and they had professional childcare staff there. And this turned out to be a win-win situation. The husbands got to know their own children. In this project, My Body, My Health, most of the lessons were held by Zontians. Doctors informed about health and diseases, gynecologists about pregnancy, birth control, and that women can get free contraceptive pills in Sweden. Dentists talked about preventive dentistry. A pharmacist gave advice on how to cure yourself without consulting a doctor. A Tai Chi course taught the women how to defend themselves. We had 10 swimming lessons and some gym courses. And the next picture shows when we had the first aid class held by the Red Cross. We also had some food programs, qigong, and doing massage. In all, we met 40 times. At the end, everyone was invited to lunch and got a diploma. Finally, we made an evaluation, and we were overwhelmed by the result. The women wrote, "In Sweden, women are free to do almost everything. They can work in all kinds of professions. There is gender equality. People talk about health instead of diseases." Bjerre Zonta Club was awarded Båstad municipality's first integration award, and we got lots of publicity. We volunteers work hard. We don't earn any money, but we win a lot of hearts. Thank you for listening.
Good morning. My name is Penny Breeze. I am the new president of the District 7 Zonta Club of Jamestown in Jamestown, North Dakota, USA. And I'd love all you ladies to get your hankies out. We're going to take a selfie. Thank you. So, we had a chance to do an advocacy project this year, and we entitled it Stand With Us. Next slide, please. So, I work on the university campus. I'm one of the nursing professors. So, as such, I have access to a large body of young adults. And the Stand With Us project was incorporated. I learned about a project that the University of Kansas had done entitled Stand With Us. And the whole drive home from that conference, I was thinking, how can we adapt their project to fit our needs? We're a very small club, 14 members strong but mighty is what I say. So what we came up with was to partner with the Jimmy Knight Society. This is a gentleman's club on the University of Jamestown campus. They are, for lack of a better word, the gentlemen, the popular gentlemen on campus. They come to school once a week dressed in suits, and they really emulate what it means to be a young professional male. They know everyone on campus, and everyone knows them. We set up a table outside the lunchroom one afternoon, and the gentlemen handed out white ribbons, just a little sticker to go on your shirt, your jacket. And in the process of doing that, they interacted with all of the gentlemen students that were walking by, inviting them to stand with us, which means if you are in a situation, a party, or a public place where you see a woman in danger of being assaulted, perhaps she's had a little too much to drink, she's acting irresponsibly and at risk, that these gentlemen have pledged, now promised, they will stand up and intervene and prevent that from happening. Interestingly enough, in the process of these conversations, some of the young men said, you know what? This doesn't just happen to women. Sexual assault on college campuses happens to men as well. So the conversation then changed, and it became, we will stand up no matter what. If we see anyone at risk of being assaulted or being taken advantage of or in danger, we will stand up and say, no, stop, okay? The gentleman here in the center, this is our president, Dr. Bob Badal. He is no longer our president. He retired, but he proudly accepted our first white ribbon. The university campus has been a staunch supporter of Zonta and all of our efforts. I'm pleased to say that our new president is Dr. Polly Peterson, the very first female president of the University of Jamestown, so we're very proud of that. We made these yard signs. You can see them holding the Stand With Us signs. And these were little plastic yard signs like you would see during election time. They go on the metal spikes, and we put them all over the campus. We put them all over anywhere we could think of to put these signs. So you can see the young men interacting with the students there. Zonta Park, this is a sad picture because this was done in November, of course. But we put our signs in the park. Well, then we took it a step further, and we challenged every member of the club to contact an organization in the city of Jamestown, and we were targeting primarily male-oriented organizations, things like the police department, the fire department, the sheriff. I'm pleased to say that we could not find organizations that were just men, because there's plenty of women in those organizations as well. We had photographs taken of these organizations holding our Stand With Us sign, as Dr. Badal did, and the young Jimmy Knights there. And we got a table reserved at the local mall, right at the main entrance of the local shopping mall. And every time we had a new picture to hang up during the 16 days, we would go down and tape it to this table and put a white balloon on there, just to bring people's eye to that display. I was fortunate enough that I was doing another fundraiser in the mall at this time, and I could sit and watch people walking around this table, looking at the photographs and going, oh, I know her, or I know him, I know them. Oh, look, it's the police department. Oh, look, it's the ambulance. Oh, look, it's the Jamestown Young Professionals. This whole project cost us less than $300. It was very cost effective for our small little club. It brought great attention to the issue of of sexual assault on college campuses. Again, big shout out to the University of Kansas. Thank you for the idea. And this is our park in its glory now this summertime. You can see the signs are still posted in our flower garden. And I say we're small but mighty, but together we can really make a difference. So thank you.
Good morning. My name is Lana van Doorn. I'm from District 29, coming from Rotterdam and representing Zonta Rotterdam and Zonta Club aan de Maas. It's about Orange the World. This year we work together with UN Women and our local government. And I would like to ask you, do it together. Because we were able to enlighten our bridge, get all the attraction on national television you could ask for, and in our town we have been able to do a lot of information about what is Zonta doing and what is UN Women doing. I'm happy to show you something, but I really would like to ask you, as Zontians, let's do it together. On November 25th of this year, let's make the world orange. We have been able to enlighten our bridge. Next year we're going to do the bridge, the big tower, and one of the fountains. And the Dutch clubs have promised to join us, Rotterdam, in this way of doing it. But it makes a lot of impression on your city if you're able to do this, and how it works out, I will show on the video. Please start it. Good morning. My name is Lana van Doorn. I'm from District 29, coming from Rotterdam and representing Zonta Rotterdam and Zonta Club aan de Maas. It's about Orange the World. This year we work together with UN Women and our local government. And I would like to ask you, do it together. Because we were able to enlighten our bridge, get all the attraction on national television you could ask for, and in our town we have been able to do a lot of information about what is Zonta doing and what is UN Women doing. I'm happy to show you something, but I really would like to ask you, as Zontians, let's do it together. On November 25th of this year, let's make the world orange. We have been able to enlighten our bridge. Next year we're going to do the bridge, the big tower, and one of the fountains. And the Dutch clubs have promised to join us, Rotterdam, in this way of doing it. But it makes a lot of impression on your city if you're able to do this, and how it works out, I will show on the video. Please start it.
Een prachtige oranje brug herinnert ons aan het feit dat ooit Orange Day in 1960 van de grond is gekomen. Een initiatief van de Verenigde Naties waarin ze aandacht vraagt voor het feit dat er zoveel geweld tegen vrouwen wordt gepleegd. En in Rotterdam is dat niet anders. Zonta Rotterdam en Zonta aan de Maas zetten zich samen in om geweld tegen vrouwen in Rotterdam en uiteraard verre omstreken terug te dringen. En onze diepe wens is dat we eigenlijk als Zonta Club Rotterdam en samen met Zonta aan de Maas dit niet meer hoeven doen.
Dat het een indrukwekkend thema is hoeveel geweld achter de voordeur voorkomt. Ja. Ik ben belast met het afgeven van huisverboden. En dat is bijna altijd geweld achter de voordeur. En het komt soms, ja schrik niet, 3 keer op een dag voor. Maar wij maken er ook veel werk van in Rotterdam, zodat het ook echt aan de oppervlakte komt. We hebben daar gespecialiseerde teams voor, van de GGD, van de politie en van de zorg, die daar heel werk van maken. Maar het is een belangrijk thema, zeker in Rotterdam. Dus ik vind het fijn dat we hier de aandacht aan besteden.
UN Women is de VN-organisatie voor vrouwenrechten en leidt de wereldwijde campagne Orange the World. Oranje staat in dat geval voor de zonsopgang, voor een zonnige toekomst zonder geweld voor alle vrouwen en meisjes ter wereld. UN Women draait een bijzonder project, Safe Streets, waar steeds meer gemeenten in Nederland aan mee willen doen om straatintimidatie aan te pakken en te voorkomen. Rotterdam is daar uiteraard een van de voorlopers in en in het komende jaar hopen we daar hard mee aan de slag te gaan om hier volgend jaar te staan met goede resultaten.
Wij strijden als Zonta International voor een veilige wereld voor alle vrouwen, internationaal en nationaal.
Deze campagne staat voor onze gezamenlijke inzet om een einde te maken aan alle vormen van geweld tegen vrouwen en meisjes, overal ter wereld, ook in Nederland, maar vooral natuurlijk in de vele andere landen waar de positie van vrouwen en meisjes zwak is, waar ze hulp en steun nodig hebben. En wij als Nederland zetten ons daar enorm voor in.
So I ask all of you, please go to your local government, ask them, you all have beautiful buildings, you all have fountains, you all have bridges, please turn them orange on November 25th, and together we will show the world can be orange. It can be a sunny future for the girls, for the women, but we have to pay attention to the fact that there is violence against women, and as Zonta, we have to say no. Thank you.